It is especially important that this year you do have the chance to question the candidates face to face, because this election campaign is like no other that I can remember. No one can predict what the outcome is going to be, either nationally or locally. And you will be voting, as I said at the beginning, for a local MP, but you are also voting for what kind of government you want. Support for the Lib Dems is at record highs. You can see that in our local campaigning. And at this election, you do have a real chance to get real change for both Wokingham and for the country. And if you want that real change, then vote Liberal Democrat on the 6th of May.
Lots of people have said they need and they believe what we stand for. So vote for us if you feel our politics and our policies fit your gut feeling. We're a party willing to stand up to the rights of the British people, bringing back values that are so lacking in Britain today. We can't do that without leaving Europe. Only by leaving Europe can we claim control of British laws and British borders and rebuild Britain. So until we stop the drain of money and resources leaching out to Europe, we can't do anything. £15,000 each we pay to the EU. It's your money, your taxes. Tell them how you want it spent.
I stand before you as a local man, free to do Wokingham's bidding on a national stage and free of the shackles of political party control. I stand before you to ask, what does Wokingham want? What do you want? I've lived, worked and volunteered here for over 25 years, and I believe that this qualifies me to say I'm a son of Wokingham. And this is our chance, our one chance, to make a difference. It's our chance to make history. Whoever you choose on election day, I ask you to vote for the person, and you believe who you will believe will be your best servant. And if you trust in what you believe, you will be right.
Greens are a force to be reckoned with now. Up and down the country, Green councillors are making real progress, both for people and for their local environment. I don't know if you knew this, Caroline Lucas, the Green Party leader, is also on favourite to win in Brighton and become our first Green MP. So voting for the Green Party is not a silly thing to do, it's a great thing to do. None of the three main parties have the vision or the policies that will mend our broken society, get our economy moving and protect our precious environment. Vote Green for real progress.
The recovery of the economy is fragile. We can't put it at risk by the kind of cuts the Conservative Party would make if they were in power. We are the only party with a plan to cut the deficit. We will halve the deficit over 4 years. But we'll continue to invest in Britain at the same time and invest in the British people by rebuilding and refurbishing schools and hospitals, as I've said repeatedly this evening, and creating jobs for builders and fitters and plumbers and electricians in the process. Through that Keynesian economics, sinking money back into the economy and getting the economy going again. I will set up a citizens' jury of Wokingham people to monitor my expenses and tell me if I'm being fair or not. And we will introduce a fairer electoral system so that if elected, so that the next government can be elected on a fairer and more sensible system.
It's been my privilege to represent this constituency in the last Parliament, a rotten Parliament which let the people of Britain down. It did not produce good government and the Parliament behaved badly. It would be my great privilege to represent this constituency again in a new and better Parliament. I hope tonight I've been able to give you some idea that I have the passion, the experience, the hunger to do this job well, and the wish to take your voices and views to a new Parliament, and I trust also to a new government. This country needs to change for the better. It needs to get people back to work. It needs to get living standards rising again. It needs to concentrate the public money on the frontline services that we all value, and it needs to get value from the other services or to reduce the ones that we do not want. Only a Conservative government can do that. You can only get change with a Conservative government, and you can only get a Conservative government if you vote for me in Wokingham.
I keep hearing this word change. And if you look at the policies for all three main parties, I see no change. I see them calling the same things that have got us into this difficult situation economically. The same things. So why should we vote for these people? They're going to deliver more economic recession. The things they're calling for are going to deliver more of the same things. What I'm calling for is real reform around the basis of the ideas I've given you tonight. Really reform the system, it needs it. We're taxing jobs to death. We're giving away free lunches to people who have done no work. And I'm not just talking about the MPs and the bankers. There's a lot more people behind the scenes. Real reform is what we want. It's not a wasted vote to vote independent. It will send a shockwave through them if you elect me. And that is why I'm asking you to vote for me in the election.